welcome to this month's edition of Roanoke County Today. I'm Teresa Hall, Roanoke County's Public Information Director. We'll take a look at proposed plans for Virginia's Explore Park, plus segments from Economic Development and Parks and Recreation. Hope you'll stay with us.
Welcome back, and with me today is the Assistant Director of Economic Development, Jill Liu. Welcome, Jill.
Hi, thank you.
We're going to give you a brief update on some of the good things happening with some of our businesses in Roanoke County. First off, I'd like to talk about Business Appreciation Week, which is right upon us, isn't it, Jill?
Yes, every year the Commonwealth of Virginia and the Virginia Department of Business Assistance has a Business Appreciation Week in the Commonwealth. And this year it's May 10th through the 16th, and the theme is caring in our communities. Basically, the state is trying to recognize businesses for all that they contribute to our economy, not just in employment, but also in local contributions.
And we're going to recognize that at our Board of Supervisor meeting, as we normally do. On top of Business Appreciation Week, we're also working on a seminar that I think a lot of our businesses will want to know about, too.
Yes, we have a seminar that's being held at Whitman Auditorium at Virginia Western Community College on May 14th. The seminar is free to businesses who want to attend. It is from 9 to 12, and it's called Growing Your Sales Seminar, and basically it's for businesses who want to learn how to do business with state, local, and federal government.
So we're trying to do some things in this economy to reach out to some of our businesses, but all during the year we provide technical services to our businesses in our department. We have an e-newsletter that goes out quarterly, at least quarterly, to our businesses. We have a show on RVTV, Roanoke County Business Partners, where we profile some of the good things that are happening with our businesses. And speaking of that, even though we have had a challenging economy, we have had some good successes this past year in spite of that.
There have been a number of success stories this year. ITT in particular has been growing. There are about 1,500 employees currently, and they keep adding new jobs. Within the last year they've added a few hundred, and they plan to add more. We've also, we're happy to celebrate ITT's 50th anniversary here in Roanoke County, and we were on hand with their officials recently to do that. Another success story is Wachovia Bank Operations Center. They have been experiencing significant growth here in the county as well. And another homegrown success story is Blue Ridge Beverage. They are also celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. So there is good news in the economy in Roanoke County.
And that's more on the industry side, commercial side. We've had a lot of retail activity as well. We've had Gander Mountain, a national retailer, open up a retail center this past year. Has Camping World and Tractor Supply. We've had Keggy Village is beginning to be occupied. Kroger developed a center, which is unusual for them, developed out in the Winesack area, and now that is open. And we've also had a number of small retail shops open up across Roanoke County. So the news hasn't all been bad, and we wanted to take this opportunity to talk about that a little bit. In terms of the activity that's going on in the private sector, the public sector on the government side, we've been fairly busy trying to prepare for a turnaround economy. Say, for example, the work we've done out at CRT.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of energy in the last year preparing sites out at the CRT. We've redone the master plan for the park. We've had a new road constructed to the bottom. We've put in new landscaping and lighting. We're basically trying to get prepared for new businesses who want to relocate to the area. So we've put a lot of care and time and energy into developing that park so that we're ready. And really, I'd like to give some credit to Citizens Committee that has worked with us from the Glenver area in helping to prepare that park, because they have been very integral to the development of the CRT, and they've worked with us from the very beginning to make sure that we are doing the type of development that we all want out there in the Glenver area, and they've been very involved, and I'd like to thank them for their commitment to us.
And speaking about the CRT for the viewing public, that's the Center for Research and Technology. It's out in the Glenver area at the Dixie Caverns exit off of 81, about a 480-acre business park that the county has put a lot of investment, and a lot of time, a lot of effort in, and again, the citizens have too, and it's really beginning to reap benefits in terms of creating jobs and revenue back to the county and investment. So it's been a good success story. In planning for the future, I know you, Melinda Cox in our office, myself, we're all involved now in looking at corridor studies, working on planning for the future with the Community Development Department. The Board of Supervisors has approved plans in the Hollins area, the 221, Bent Mountain area, Mount Pleasant area. We're now working in the Vinton corridors, Hardy Road, beginning to work on the 11460 West County corridor study out in the area we were talking about in Glenver. And then I think the plan is to go to Peters Creek Road area. And the main goal there is to chart the future for what these main corridors coming into Roanoke County are going to look like. What kind of businesses do you want to attract? What is the look of those businesses? How do they interact with the neighborhoods that are already existing there? I know you've been involved in several of those, as all of us have. So, you know, whether it be retail, industrial, commercial, planning for the future, showing our businesses that we appreciate them at a week like a Business Appreciation Week. Again, there's a lot of good news out there, and that's what we wanted to focus on today.
So, Doug, with all the plans that we're implementing, and what's the message for our viewers today?
I think the message is that we're focused on the future, and we're focused on planning, and we're focused on reaping all the benefits that we have, groundwork that we've laid for in these businesses. We're looking forward to some good times ahead, prepared for it. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
Relay for Life is the signature event for the American Cancer Society. It is a national event. It's held all over the country. As a matter of fact, about 3.5 million people across the nation participate in different relays in different communities. It's definitely a community event. It raises awareness for the American Cancer Society, as well as raising much needed funds for research. And it's actually an opportunity for the community to come out. We do ours in Green Hill Park in Roanoke County, and you actually come out with your team, and you actually stay up all night. It starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 7 a.m. and you actually camp out. And the idea is we have a track going, and you have to keep at least one member of your team on the track at all times during the event. Well, the county is a major sponsor for the Roanoke Relay for Life, and we have been for the last 4 years. We host the activity in Green Hill Park. We have about 2,000 participants signed up so far. The event is occurring the end of the month, May 29th and 30th, so we anticipate more. There is a goal set as far as fundraising. We hope this year, last year we raised well over $300,000. We're hoping to top $410,000 is the goal. And folks, you know, if they haven't signed up yet, they can even come the day of the event and sign up. There's no minimum amount that you have to raise. There is a $10 registration fee. During the event, it's not just walking the track. I mean, there are booths there. There are folks making fabulous food on open grills. We have activities for children to participate in. We even have folks who come and do a book sale. The Discovery Shop will actually be out there with their retail sales. So there's lots of activities. We have entertainment all night long. We have bands. We have a DJ. We're even going to have a womanless fashion show. So there's all kinds of activities to keep people engaged and having a good time while they're, you know, doing something for a good cause. They can call the local American Cancer Society office on Electric Road. They can go for relayforlife.org. They, of course, can visit the Roanoke County Parks website at www.roanokecountyparks.com to get all the information they need, or they can call our office here at 387-6078. It's May 29th and 30th at Green Hill Park in Roanoke County. We start at 7 p.m. and we go all through the night, and then we end at 7 a.m.
I'm Jennifer Conley-Sexton with Roanoke County Fire and Rescue. Along with me today is Brian Klingenpeel, our public education specialist, to tell us how to become fire wise. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Jennifer.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
You know, we're sitting outside of a home in Roanoke County that is much like many of the homes in the county. It's surrounded by lots and lots of trees. It's beautiful, but with that beauty comes some risk. What is the risk of living in a forested area, and how can the FireWise program help?
FireWise is a program run by the Department of Forestry, and it's basically just trying to get people aware of those risks and dangers by living in those kinds of areas that are wooded. And it's just getting people to take some responsibility for cleaning up around their houses, of course, dead branches, leaves, those kinds of things, and having a plan in place to know what to do should wildfire strike around your home.
Okay. I know you've told me before I need to plan ahead. So how can I do that?
Well, we always talk about having a plan. It seems like for whatever situation we're talking about, and wildfire is no different. So we hope that families who live in these kinds of areas will play it through a couple times in their head and just think about what they would do. First of all, if you're told to evacuate, we want you to leave when you're told to evacuate.
Okay.
Prior to that, as you're getting ready, have the car facing out of the driveway. Know where you're going to go. Have a plan for that. And have a plan with your family about communications. A lot of times in large-scale disasters like that, cell phones aren't going to work because everybody's using them, or the towers have been affected by the disaster. So think about who you're going to call out of state or something that can be your point of contact. And also in wildfire, when you're leaving, we want you to shut doors and windows. Any way that embers could get into your home, we want to make sure that those openings are shut. Not necessarily locked, because the firefighters may need to get in there, but shut those so that no embers get inside.
Okay. If I want to start this weekend becoming more fire-wise around my home, what are some of the easiest things I can do, and some of the things that might not cost any money to start with anyway?
And there are lots of those. We talk about having a 30-foot area of defensible space around your house.
Okay.
And when we talk defensible space, what we like to see is we call it lean, clean, and green. We want you to trim those tree branches up from the ground. That prevents the fire from getting up in the treetops. So tree branches need to be 6 to 8 feet above the ground level. We want you to get rid of dead leaves, dead branches, plant things around your house that aren't susceptible to fire and can be kept green.
Okay. It sounds easy enough. It sounds like it's more labor intensive than anything, really.
You're exactly right.
I need some teenagers to help me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Home accessibility for the emergency personnel, that seems to be more of a challenge in these forested areas. Why is that?
Well, a lot of times the houses sit way back up off the road, so we've got to go on a long driveway to get to the house to protect it. And many times those driveways are in a wooded area with trees really close by. What we recommend for accessibility is the driveway needs to be, and around the driveway needs to be at least 12 feet wide. And then we need a 15-foot height clearance as well for our fire apparatus to be able to reach your home. So if homeowners could do us that favor of making sure that their driveways are 12 feet wide and that there's a 15-foot height clearance on the driveway, that really helps us out a lot. Then we have the issue too of just needing to be able to see your address from the road. We recommend letters or numbers that are 4 inches high and reflective and can be seen from the road. As
usual, these are all fantastic tips, Brian, but I know there's a lot more information out there that folks can read about and may even want to refresh what we've talked about today. How can they get that information?
Certainly, they can get that information by calling me. My number is 777-8718. That reaches me directly. You can also go to our website at RoanokeCountyVA.gov/fire rescue, or you can also go to a website that we'll have a link to on our website as well. But if you wanted to go directly there, it's firewisevirginia.org.
Brian, I know there's an assessment program that homeowners can fill out. Talk to me a little bit about that. I have it actually right here. I think it's about 4 pages.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 pages. It's a hazard rating for your home and the area around your home. And it's a really neat tool, and it talks about many of the things that we've already talked about in this segment. And then it gives you a point score on those, either adding points. I think actually the lower the score, the better. So you add points for bad things, you take away points for good things. And it helps you know kind of then where your home and your property stands. It gives you a score at the end and tells you whether that score is good or bad. And you will be able to access this assessment tool from our website at RoanokeCountyVA.gov/fire rescue. Or another thing that we will do for people is we have folks on our wildland firefighting team here in Roanoke County who will actually come out and perform this assessment for you. And if you'd like to do that, you can call me, and that number is 777-8718.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Thanks so much, Brian.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Stay tuned, everybody. Roanoke County Today. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. I'm Dan O'Donnell, Assistant County Administrator, and I'm here with Anne Marie Green, our Director of General Services, to talk a little bit about the county's environmental and energy efficiency efforts, and in particular, an organization we've joined called ICLEI. Good morning, Anne Marie. How are you?
I'm fine, Dan.
Could you tell us what ICLEI is and what it stands for?
Certainly. ICLEI stands for an International Commission on Local Environmental Initiatives, but really what it's known by now is Local Governments for Sustainability. It's an international organization that helps local governments measure their carbon footprint and then reduce it.
Great. And why did we join ICLEI? Why did the county join?
Well, several years ago we did an environmental management system, and we had looked at other environmental initiatives, and it was a combination of things. First of all, we are environmentally sensitive as a county, and we've done a lot of good things, and so that was a natural fit for us. And secondly, when you reduce your carbon footprint, you're generally reducing your cost also, so that was another good way for us to get involved with it.
Great. Yeah, so it's not just about the environment, it's also efficiency. We're trying to find ways to reduce costs, so it's a great marriage. What are the specific benefits that accrue to the county by joining ICLEI?
Well, ICLEI helps you with software that helps you measure your carbon footprint to begin with, both the county government operations and the county as a whole, and then it helps you set a goal for how you're going to reduce it, and it gives you ideas for how you then implement that plan, and then the software helps you measure that year to year so that you know you're making progress.
One significant part of that plan is what they refer to as milestones.
Correct.
Can you tell us how the milestone concept works?
Yes, there are 5 of them. The first one, as I said, is you measure your footprint. The second one is you determine how much you want to reduce that. And the county has chosen a fairly aggressive goal. We're trying to reduce our emissions by 3% a year. So in 10 years, that would be 30%. That's fairly aggressive. The third milestone is when you come up with a plan for doing this. The fourth milestone is when you start implementing that plan, and then the fifth one is when you review and measure what you've been doing.
Okay, and part of that process is actually to have citizen input, community input, and we're establishing an organization called RC Clear. Can you tell us what that is?
Certainly. RC Clear is going to help us meet milestone 3, which is where we come up with the plan, and the members of the committee are being appointed by the Board of Supervisors. There'll be 10 members and staff people. You will be part of the committee, and my department will help staff it also, and those people will be able to work with the community, helping people realize how they can reduce their carbon footprint, easy ways to do it, sometimes maybe a little bit harder things to do it. They'll help us promote it and get the word out into the community.
Great. And we just recently were notified by the federal government we're entitled to, it's called an Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant for about $372,000. And how does ICLEI help us or put us in a good position to know how to prioritize the use of those funds?
Well, it's really it's worked out perfectly because ICLEI has already helped us do this carbon footprint, so we know where our biggest problems are. And one of our biggest problems in county buildings is energy use.
Right.
So when we go to apply for the grant from the federal government, we'll be able to tie the ICLEI goals of reducing electric consumption and natural gas and also gasoline and diesel type emissions, and use the grant to help us leverage that and do those improvements, particularly to the buildings.
So it'll decrease our costs and help us go further with our own energy efficiency efforts.
Absolutely. It's perfect working together.
Well, great. That's a lot of good information. Where can the public go for more information about the county's energy efficiency goals and programs?
As always, it's on our website. We have Milestone 1 report on there, and people can go and take a look at it and see where the residents, how they impact the environment, and how Roanoke County itself impacts the environment.
Great. Well, Anne-Marie, thank you for sharing that information with us. We're doing a lot of good things, hopefully, for the environment and our own energy efficiency, and I appreciate you being here today.
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Hello, with me today is Nancy Duvall, who manages our solid waste division for Roanoke County's Department of General Services. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I understand that there are some changes to the way that we will collect household hazardous waste that will be taking effect this summer. Could you tell us what some of those changes are for the county residents?
Sure. What we're going to be doing beginning in July is the Roanoke Valley Resource Authority is going to be hosting a monthly household hazardous waste event. It'll be on the third Saturday of each month. It'll be open to Roanoke City, Roanoke County, and Town of Benton residents. It will be limited to 100 citizens, and they will have to still pre-register by calling the Resource Authority in order to come to the event.
So how is this change affecting our county residents?
It's not really a change in terms of what they can dispose of. It's just more of a change in how they can dispose of it properly. So they're going to have more opportunity to dispose of it. Right now we only have 3 events a year. This way they'll have up to 12 times a year to dispose of it.
I believe in the past they have had regular drop-offs at the Civic Center and other places. How will they now schedule the pickups?
Yeah, there's no, we haven't had a Civic Center event in several years. That's where they did used to be. We've been at the transfer station for the past couple of years. We had 3 events quarterly. We had up to 300 people register. It'll still be the same location at the transfer station. It'll be on a Saturday instead of a Sunday, and they'll just have to call the transfer station to register for one of the spots.
Great. How is this a benefit to the county department and also to our citizens?
Well, the transfer station, the Roanoke Valley Resource Authority has been very proactive in this, and it's a benefit because we're going to have 12 events a year. Up to 1,200 people will be able to register. Right now we have the 3 events and we've had about 900 people, so there's more opportunity and more people. And right now at the Resource Authority, or at the transfer station, citizens can bring latex paint, used motor oil, antifreeze, and lead acid batteries anytime the transfer station is open. So for those materials, you don't even have to wait for an event. You can bring them whenever you want. And they're all free of charge whenever you come to the transfer.
What type of restrictions are on our residents?
For these events, everything has to be 5 gallons or less if it's liquid. If it's pesticides and fertilizers, it's less than 75 pounds. No commercial waste, no explosives, no medical waste, no tires, no radioactive waste, including smoke detectors. But other than that, if it's something you use around your home and you're concerned about whether it should be thrown away, then you can certainly bring it to this event.
And I guess because you are having it monthly, if a person had something at the first part of the year and had other materials later in the year, they could possibly now have 2 events within the year that they could dispose of those products.
That's exactly right.
Where can people call to get additional information, or if they did not get the answer that they were looking for yet?
The Resource Authority phone number is 857-5050, and here soon we're hoping that they're going to have the information up on the website, which is www.rvra.net. And they can still call the county and we can direct them to the right place if they can't get hold of anybody at that number.
This sounds like a great improvement for the Roanoke County and Roanoke Valley residents, so that they don't have to work schedules around, if you will, once every 3 or 4 months, but now have an opportunity each month to dispose of this type of product. This definitely helps our landfill and also helps our environment and our community. Nancy, thank you for being with us,
Thank you.
We hope to be back again soon.
Okay.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Last month, a Florida developer appeared before the Roanoke County Board of Supervisors to talk about his proposed plans for Virginia's Explore Park. Here now are highlights from Larry Vandermaten's presentation talking about the proposed vacation destination known as Blue Ridge America.
I'm delighted to be here, and I really appreciate the opportunity to show you what's culminated in the last couple of years now, actually close to 4 years. And I'd like to go through a little bit of a history of how we started and where we are, and then do a little presentation. We've got a video here today which I think gives a good visualization of the general character and ambiance of what we're proposing to develop as a family destination report.
How to enjoy all of this beauty in one place. How can a family or a couple satisfy their desire to completely immerse themselves in a natural surrounding for a vacation and not just an afternoon's drive? How can they truly get away from the daily grind of their lives and reunite, reconnect, and remember with the people they love? Now there is such a place. A place so serene, so inviting, so unique that one wonders why it hasn't been there all along. A place so extraordinary that the term vacation assumes entirely new meanings. Welcome to this new place, Blue Ridge America, the prettiest place on the Parkway. It's a place where your family will marvel at the natural flora of the surrounding mountains. They'll relish the cascading waterfalls and soothing ponds teeming with aquatic life. There are no theme parks and amusement rides here. No masses of people, no ticket lines, no hassles. Just pure, unadulterated enjoyment amongst Southwest Virginia's abundant beauty and natural surroundings. Blue Ridge America will feature a world-class landscape in a unique setting that blends the most frequently sought-after vacation experiences, mountains, and water. Just imagine all that will be here. A team of highly creative designers and architects are developing a town where families will be able to make their dreams realities, offering an array of activities perfectly suited for a 3 to 4 day vacation. Blue Ridge America will be a world-class family destination vacation, offering recreational appeal to everyone of every age group. Families, empty nesters whose children have grown, senior citizens, meeting and convention groups, even weddings and reunions. It will feature its very own Blue Ridge Skyway transportation system, a scenic gondola ride that will carry guests to all corners of the property. Imagine soaring across the treetops and taking in the splendors of this mountainous wonderland. Guests will stay in individual cabins nestled along peaceful scenic locations, or in a magnificent hotel located along the riverfront with over 400 luxurious rooms, or even on a mountaintop hotel in a 4-star resort and spa offering expansive mountain and water views. What will you do at Blue Ridge America? Anything and everything. Imagine traveling to your own island in the middle of Smith Mountain Lake and spending the day on a private sandy beach, enjoying every lakeside amenity you can think of. Swimming, tubing, and exciting water slides. Canoeing, kayaking, and jet skiing. Scenic boat tours, river cruises, and excellent fishing for huge striper and largemouth bass, alone or with the experience of a guide. Back on land, enjoy the color and pageantry of a crisp fall day or a warm spring morning as you travel along our hiking, biking, and horseback trails. At the riverside is our charming Blue Ridge Village with shops, diverse dining options, and live entertainment stretching along the shore and adjacent to the dramatic Village Hotel and Conference Center.
That's all for this month's edition of Roanoke County Today. For more information on Roanoke County, visit our website at roanokecountyva.gov. Hope to see you again next month.